Welcome to Speak Free with Matty G, the podcast that celebrates free speech, truth, and open discussion. Hello and welcome to Speak Free with Matty G. Once again, we are back after the John Bernard video, obviously, and all that shit. I just needed like a break over Easter and whatnot. But it's episode 20. I'm joined here today by a good mate of mine, Brad Everard.
G'day.
And thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for hitting me up and wanting to come on. You've got a mad story to tell, so I'm pretty keen to do this podcast. I'm wearing the my Tigers jersey. Obviously today we're filming on Sunday. This comes out Tuesday, so it's Tuesday now if you're watching it. But up the fucking Tigers, mate.
No, I don't know.
Up the fucking Tigers. Fuck South Sydney, mate. Cop that. But yeah, happy days, man. I mean, I roasted the fucking Tigers on my podcast, and next minute they start winning.
Yeah.
So I think full credit to me.
Yeah, kick up the arse in it,
yeah. I think I'm the reason. But we're gonna cover some serious topics today. Obviously, we're gonna cover. Obviously bodybuilding and the lifestyle that goes with bodybuilding, health and fitness, and your journey with that, and also the reality of steroid use, and you know, some dangers of it and whatnot. The reality of that people may be out there thinking that they want to get on it, or that they may be on it and they can learn something from you. So let's get into it. Let's go back to, I guess, the beginning. Everyone sort of has a starting point in which they start hitting the gym and wanting to get either bigger, or they want to lose weight, or whatever it may be, their goal. But yeah, take me back. When was it for you?
So the first time I would say was I was 14 and I was trialing for Parramatta with my brother, and he got in and I was so jealous. But they got given a program for him to follow, so I just followed that with him. Yeah. And I was on and off for 2 years after that. And then when I played for New South Wales in Union, I went really hard in the gym. I was about 16, 17 then. And then ever since then, I've just continued and just progressed over time. And
was there? So you said like you're obviously jealous of your brother. Like it would be a hard thing to take.
Oh, bro,
to see someone
bitter.
Yeah, you would be. Yeah, it's hard to be happy for someone when you also want that same goal. You have to dig fucking deep inside your soul,
bro,
be like, yeah, bro, happy for you.
Yeah, good work, mate.
Yeah, you were like, fuck, you stole my dream. But do you think that attributed to you hitting the gym so hard and
100%,
so fit and
it was being competitive with my brother, like especially, and I would say that, like, I'm not blaming him, but I'd say that he was the encouragement that pushed me towards bodybuilding and steroids, because I watched him just get big very quickly, naturally. And I was like, fuck, I want to be like that. And then so I just followed in his footsteps for a little bit, and then I just took my own direction.
So obviously you're born and bred in the Hawkesbury.
Yeah, mate. Fucking true blue.
Fucking oath, mate. Fucking oath. But so you obviously train in the Hawkesbury too. We don't need to name names of gyms and businesses and whatnot, for obvious reasons. But do you see within your own gym and in your own experience a lot of sort of steroid use or performance enhancing use go on? Yeah,
so like there's two main types you take, is either SARMs or steroids. And a lot of the younger kids don't know really what they're doing, think that SARMs is clean and not bad for you. And then so obviously I know heaps of people do it. They'll take heaps of SARMs and then they just completely wreck their body, but still continue to drink and all that. Yeah. But then there's more older guys, more the older gentlemen. They usually take steroids, and you can tell by like the skin and their high blood pressure, red skin and stuff. So yeah, there's definitely a few I could think of that I would say. Obviously, do you think, is there sort of a danger of kids sort of being, I guess, led down that path within the gym culture? Do you see that? Well, like, we're all young, so we use Instagram and social media. So you see all these jack dudes who claim natural when it's obvious that they're not. And then you got young guys from 14, 15 now wanting to take steroids and SARMs just to even look like that. So it's a competitive nature in the sport, whether you're bodybuilding or not, just going to the gym. Yeah. And so you see a lot of young people take SARMs, and I know a lot of young people who do it. So it's hard to see because they don't even know what they're putting in their body. Yeah. And I guess for people who don't know with SARMs and whatnot, for a lot of people out there watching probably aren't educated on it. But just some names. What are some names of some SARMs that people would be sort of familiar with? So Rad 140, LGD 4033. You could class MK677 as a SARM, but it's technically not, but it's sold as one.
Yeah, and it's like a peptide, right? Is that like under the same category as as a peptide? Or?
Not really, but you can class them as peptides.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's performance enhancing. So, yeah.
When did you start sort of using... What was your introduction to steroids?
Well, look, I always had thought about doing it. And I kind of fell in love with the sport of bodybuilding because I fractured my sternum, so I couldn't play footy anymore. And so I watched my brother hop on steroids, and he just looked, phenomenal. And I was like, fuck. So I just decided to do it. I didn't know. I'm not saying that I felt pressured, but just watching him and being competitive.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck yeah.
That peer pressure on yourself.
Yeah, that was completely on me. Yeah. That was my decision. Yeah.
And I think that's the same for a lot of people. They want something that is attainable if they do this certain thing. You know
exactly right.
And it's the same for a lot of things. Wow, I wish I was that happy at the party. Oh, I can be. I just need to fucking get some MDMA.
Exactly right.
Like it's that sort of thing. Fucking they hang out with, sick cunts. All right, I'll be like that. I'll start smoking ciggies at 13 and fucking, it's all this, and a lot of the time it's not someone peer pressure. This is the point. I've actually been thinking about this since you hit me up.
Yeah.
It's like that peer pressure it's not always someone going, fucking do it, cunt, do it, cunt, do it, cunt.
Yeah.
And someone actually peer pressuring you. It's you comparing yourself to others and going, I want to be like that. Or, I wish I was like that because of so-and-so. Even though it might not be the best thing for you. And most of the time it's not the best thing for you.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah.
But you do it anyway because you want to be well-liked, or you want to get that 100 likes on Instagram, or you want to hang out with the cool kids at school, or all this shit. And no matter what it is, and I think that's sort of the peer pressure, but that pressure that we put on ourselves.
Yeah, exactly right.
And I think that might have been the case.
Yeah, I was a victim of that.
Yeah, for sure, victim lad.
Yeah, victim. Mate.
Let's play the victim.
Victim card. It's not my fault.
Start calling you a fucking lefty in a second. But I guess, how long did you train for? Like, take me back. Sort of walk me through how long you were training for before. You got into.
So I was 20. When I started taking steroids, and I've been training since on and off for 4 years beforehand.
Yeah.
Since I was 16. So, I've trained effectively for 2 years. So from 18 to 20, naturally. And I put on a bit of size, but obviously didn't look ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then when I turned 20, I started taking it.
Yeah. And there was a huge increase in sort of everything.
Everything. Like you can name it, like libido, just... Like, there's aggression, but I wasn't aggressive, but just the aggression to do things. I was, like, so excited. And I felt fucking fantastic, eh?
Yeah.
I seriously feel unstoppable.
Yeah. And it is, I've heard that a lot from other people who've taken steroids and whatnot before. And it's that fucking, I'm the fucking king.
Yeah, you feel like the man, bro. Like, it almost feels like being on coke.
Yeah.
Like, you're just unbelievable.
Yeah. We're not promoting it, by the way.
No, of course not.
We'll get into that soon.
Yeah.
I guess let's talk about sort of the cost value of this. Yeah. It's not cheap.
Nah, not
obviously.
at all.
You have to have some money sort of saved up, ready to go.
Yeah.
To do it and to do it's called a cycle.
Yeah, exactly,
So to do even one cycle, how much would that set you back?
Easily.
On what you were doing?
Probably... Between 800 to 1200.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. And then if you take growth hormone, it's like an extra 800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like once you start, you sort of got to keep going, hey?
Yeah. Well, you do, an average cycle is 12 to 16 weeks. And by the end of your 16 weeks, usually is what you do. Like, people get like, nervous and like, I've got to hop off. And so, like, that's when that... You could, peer pressure, but it's the pressure on yourself. It's like, I look fucking phenomenal, but now I'm going to lose it.
Yeah.
And then that's where, like, the dangers of it come in because people just keep going. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it becomes addictive.
Yeah, it's very addictive,
Yeah. And I think that's another thing with sort of all drugs, and especially with drugs that change your physique or have a sort of a positive impact on you. They may not be addictive substances or whatever, but that addiction you get from either looking good or feeling good.
Yeah, it's the mental.
Yeah, it's definitely mental. I could sort of, a lot of the talk surrounding legalizing marijuana and use and that is that it's not addictive, and I'm not against the marijuana use at all. Fucking, I used to smoke a heap of weed.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I know a lot of people who can't go to sleep without it.
Yeah, so do I.
That's an addiction. then that's a problem.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
and it should be talked about as a problem. I think it's so easily sort of just accepted in society now, like a lot of drugs. By no means, don't think I'm fucking anyone watching this is that I'm against drugs. I'm not for drugs or against drugs. I'm just fucking do whatever you want to do, kind of, as long as you don't hurt anyone else.
But you're speaking about reality, really.
But it's just the reality of it, and a lot of people, and I think these substances that don't have addictive contents in it or whatever. You're putting something in your body every night or every day. You're going to build a fucking addiction to it.
Fucking oath.
And I think steroid use is, right on with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so underrated how addictive it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, people get very carried away.
Yeah.
Very carried away. And I know of multiple stories of people, really struggling with health and different things. It's sort of, let's talk about when you made the decision, yes, I'm going to get on it.
Yeah.
Were you worried at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a bit of a nerd. So I research everything before I touch it.
Yeah.
And
as you should, I believe. Yeah.
Well, that's what I want to encourage young people. Like, you should be doing that when you're taking steroids or SARMs.
Yeah.
But I was worried because I was worried about like it damages your liver, and I was worried about like blood pressure and shit like that, heart. But I didn't have any problems for my first cycle. I was completely fine. But it wasn't until I continued to my next one that's when it all started.
Yeah.
But I was always worried and conscious of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about, obviously, we'll get right into exactly what happened. But first, I just want to sort of lay the groundwork with how you got to that point. Were there a lot of people around you using, other than your brother, using steroids?
Mates.
All the time?
Yeah.
And did you see changes in them, any negative changes in them that made you rethink things, or did you sort of push that to the side because you knew you wanted to do it?
I wouldn't say there was any negative things. Do you mean like push me away from steroids or push me to
Yeah, push you away from steroids that you may have, well, not so much push you away, but there's just things you noticed that you sort of either got pushed away or you decided, fuck it, it's just one thing.
Yeah. I've always kept my own. Yeah, I've always kept my own lane with steroids. I don't like to, encourage people to be like, hey, you should not take it, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But what encouraged me to stop taking it was seeing all the famous bodybuilders die. Like, you got John Meadows and I forget that last dude's name. He won the Arnold Classic in 2017, but they all died of heart problems. And it's, it's scary. Like, I idolise these blokes, and then now they're all dying. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger having 4 heart attacks in his lifetime. Like, that's from steroid use. So it's scary. It's a reality because you can't expect to take this shit and think you're immune.
A lot of WWE stars, or whatever it was back then, WWF and that, died early from steroid use.
Yeah.
Steroid use was heavily encouraged in, professional wrestling, not professional wrestling, but entertainment wrestling.
Yeah.
Because of their huge physique. They were massive.
Yeah, massive blokes,
and they would go out there and put on a show, and I guess, and that's another crazy thing, right? Is wrestling is such a it's a thing every kid watches.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah,
especially in boys. Like, every boys love their WWE.
Yeah, Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah. You'd fucking rush home from school and fucking watch that shit, man. I love WWE.
I used to wrestle with my brother.
And you'd look at like people like John Cena and that, like back in the day. I'm not sure if all the new fucking stars now, so don't come at me if you're a WWE. But all these huge stars, and it was, they were lifting each other up and throwing each other off fucking, hell, what was it? Hell in a Cell. And throwing each other off, and all these huge men, and at the time you don't think of it, they just look like sort of superheroes to you.
Yeah.
But when you really look at it, it's like, were they promoting that sort of fucking shit? Were they promoting that steroid use, and to look like that and to be like, that's a huge, I feel like, well, especially if you're into wrestling, but growing up, fucking John Cena and The Undertaker and The Rock and fucking Randy Orton and all these people where everyone's sort of
Steve
idols.
Austin.
They were your idols, and I guess looking up, you'd wanted to be like them. You wanted to be strong like them.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And it is based on steroids.
Yeah, they're all on it, bro. They're all on it.
100%.
Even MMA fighters, they're all on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they would get tested MMA.
Yeah, you can cheat drug tests.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
John Jones can't. He gets caught every time. He gets caught every fucking time. I love John Jones, by the way.
Yeah, Nick Diaz.
Yeah, Nick Diaz. Well, Nick Diaz, didn't he get banned for like fucking smoking weed?
No, he took a plant drug or something, and then they had steroids in it.
That had like, right, okay.
And he's like, oh, I didn't know. And I'm like, you fucking knew, mate.
Yeah. Diaz brothers. They are sick cunts, so.
Yeah, they're good fighters.
Yeah, they are. So I guess let's get into sort of this journey, I guess, with let's talk about bodybuilding actually. When did you first want to get into bodybuilding?
I watched my brother compete in 2019 or 2020. Okay. And he did a natural comp. And it was the whole journey for him, like, you know, prepping and stuff and getting lean. It was truly miraculous. Like, I had a lot of respect for him. Yeah. And I watched that.
You used to go to gym. You obviously go to gym together. So
we used to. Like, we do here and there, but like we have very conflicting views on training. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, training is different for everyone. But I had a lot of respect for him for doing it, and that's what made me go towards bodybuilding. Yeah. Yeah. And sort of, how does do they get approached by someone? Do they just enter a comp? Like, what's the sort of process that you go through to sort of? So like a natural comp, you got ICN. You don't have to get approached by anyone. You just apply. You got to pay like, I think it's $2,000 or something, and that just covers like all the other stuff. And then so you just do that, and then you compete. Yeah. Yeah. And is that like $2,000 a year, or is that like for? It's 2 seasons.
Okay.
So especially in the unnatural comps, there's 2 seasons. So it's season A, season B.
Registration, basically.
Yeah. So like usually, if you compete in season A, you're not competing in season B. So like, and if you win the competitions, I don't know what it's like in natural comps. But in like unnatural, you got IFBB amateurs, and then you got I forget the Australia. There's another one that is big in Australia. But yeah, if you win, you just keep progressing, and it's like every 2 to 4 weeks after is the next comp. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Especially in IFBB. Yeah. Fuck. That's it's pretty intense then. Hey. You're pretty intense. You know, you'd be at the gym every day, and most people would work as well. Yeah. Full time, so you're smashing the gym like fucking every afternoon. Yeah. I mean, every time I was there, you were there. Like, I lived there, man. I lived there. Yeah, and you're probably still like that. You know? So, but what's the culture surrounding? I'm interested to know this because I've never obviously been involved with bodybuilding. I've never gone to a bodybuilding show in my life. But I am interested. Yeah. But what's the sort of culture surrounding sort of backstage and, you know, whatever it may be, and between all the contestants, is it a very competitive? It's very competitive. Is everyone nice? Is everyone a cunt? Like, no, everyone's really nice. Yeah, everyone's really nice, very respectful. Yeah, they kind of encourage each other, but when you're backstage, at the same time you want to win. Yeah, very competitive. It's always that like that. Everyone's like kind of a bit of a snake, if you could call it, but they're not really at the same time. It's like, oh yeah, good luck, bro, but I'm gonna fucking beat you. Yeah, good luck, but I hope you lose. Cunt. Yeah. But no, it's a really good fucking, we call it lifestyle and kind of crowd. Yeah, that's good. And sort of, I mean, have you done both natural and? No, I was supposed to do a comp beginning this year, but I got sick, so I couldn't do it. So I haven't done any comps yet. Okay. But I've been backstage with my brother when he did his. Right. Okay. Yeah. For natural. Yeah, when he did his natural comp. Yeah. And obviously you get drug tested for natural. Only if you win. Really? Only if you win, yeah. In the ICN, only if you win, or if you're suspicious. Right, okay. And I'm telling you, no one's natural in them. Yeah. No one's natural. Well, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah. There's obviously drug use going on in natural? 100%, yeah. People will take like Rad 140 3 weeks out. It's out of your system in 2 weeks. Fine. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, wow. Okay. So there's this culture of, I'm natural, but I'm not natural. Yeah, a lot of people aren't natural. Like they would take it towards the end of their prep. So they'll probably be natural the whole time, but towards the end they'll take it, and then when it 2 weeks to the show, boost. Yeah, because you just get really rounded and you look great. Yeah. So you have that edge. Because when you're natty, you're flat as fuck. Yeah. Yeah. And then when you take Rad, you just fucking... Yeah. It's crazy, but because it's like... Surely there's got to be a way of testing like for proper natural. Would there be contestants who go in there fully natural, like of course, and shit, and they'd be like, fuck, I'm never going to win this, cunt. Yeah, no, there's natural people. Yeah, but they don't win. No, it's very rare that they do. Yeah. See, that's fucked. See, that's a fucked. And if everyone knows this as a contestant or as a person that were there with your brother, and you know this, surely the only thing they can do is test after they win, but can't they? Like I only know 2 guys. I'm not going to name their names.
Yeah.
I only know 2 guys who compared natty and were actually natty, and they won. Yeah. But like, out of the many blokes I know, that's 2 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I did at natty.
Yeah, fuck. That's insane. So let's talk about, obviously, the reality of steroid use.
Yeah.
We want to get into that. Where you had a personal experience.
Yeah.
Obviously, pretty hard with this.
Yeah, very bad. Yeah.
Let's go back to the beginning. Tell me about the moment you went. We don't have to name names, obviously, where you got it from. Nothing like that. We don't want to incriminate no one. Fuck the police, cunt.
Yeah.
Nah, I have respect for the police. I'm kidding, but also don't come at me in a protest, cunt. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about obviously the sort of process you went through in yourself to go there, that wherever it was to get it the first time. Talk me through that.
Yeah. So when I realised I was starting to fall ill was after I got the vaccine. And I'm not saying it's from the vaccine.
But it is.
Been diagnosed from this vaccine, but say what you want. I had a heart problem. I forget the name of it, where my heart would beat at 111 beats per minute resting.
Fuck.
And my normal heart rate's like 70. And this is why I was on gear. And ever since then, like, it took me like 4 weeks to go back to normal. And then ever since then, my heart rate's always been high because of the vaccine and then being on steroids. And then, and I always felt sick, felt lethargic. And then from there on, like a couple months later, I went out drinking for Australia Day this year, actually. And, went to hospital with stomach problems because I had, like, my whole left abdomen was, like, on fire. I couldn't breathe, couldn't talk. My missus took me to hospital. She was worried. And, so I had, like, multiple blood tests, heaps of, like scans and stuff. And it came back that I had liver failure, polyps in my gallbladder, which is, like, the growths. Spleen was enlarged, and my kidneys were inflamed for having too much creatinine in it.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah, but my heart was fine in the end, but still, like, it's never been the same.
Yeah, and that's all organ sort of, use. Like, your organs aren't getting the proper...
Well, like, for the liver, when you take steroids, people inject it.
It's terrible for it, hey?
Yeah, it's very bad for your liver. So people inject it to bypass the liver, but it still goes in the liver.
Yeah.
And so, like, adding that with drinking and eating a lot of shit, which is what I did, even though I know better, it made me very sick. And then the gallbladder was hereditary, which I didn't know. But the polyps stopped my bile and the gallbladder being able to secrete properly. And so I couldn't eat. Like, I actually could not eat.
Yeah, fuck.
And, and the spleen was enlarged because, other organs weren't working, so obviously just enlarged.
Yeah, fuck, it's crazy, man. And I guess going back, sort of when you first started taking steroids, how long were you on steroid? Like, how long did you use steroids for before all this?
I'd say 18 months.
18 months?
Yeah.
How many cycles is in that time?
So I did 2 big ones that went for 6 months. Then I think I've done 5 all up. That went for 10-12 weeks.
Yeah, fucking hell. And did you start noticing anything before you went to hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, my IBS got a lot worse. So it went from just, like, I couldn't eat, dairy products, at first, to almost not being able to eat meat. You know what I mean? And I'd just be really sick and bedridden.
Yeah.
And then, and then after that, that's...
And did that sort of click a moment in you? When was the moment you went, this might be from steroids, or did you just think, I've got a problem? Like, there was just something going on with me.
Yeah, when I think it was when I went to hospital, I was like, no, this is steroids. Because I always kind of brushed it off.
Yeah.
And, like, I'd always do my research and be like, oh, it could be this, could be that. But in reality, I think I realised when I went to hospital.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there like, fuck, am I going to die? I was really scared. So, yeah. It's fucking frightening, man.
Oh, 100% it would be. And I mean, there's nothing worse than, I suppose, when something goes wrong within your body and, they have to carry out tests and whatnot. And it's like, well, you don't know what's going on. You're not a doctor, you're not a fucking, you don't know what's going on inside your body. So that would be a really scary thing to go through, especially when you know that you've for want of a better word, sort of abused your organs in a way.
Yeah.
And I'm not sitting here fucking judging you, bro.
No.
I'm the same every time I go to KFC, McDonald's, or fucking...
Oh, yeah.
Or fucking do cocaine, or ket, or fucking shrooms, or fucking acid on the weekend. By the way, shrooms are hectic. And they're natural, so get on it, mate.
Yeah. Natural supplement, yeah.
Actually, you know what? We'll tell you a little story.
Yeah.
Quick. Mate, I got on the fucking shrooms a couple of weekends ago. At fucking someone's party. Won't name names.
Yeah.
But bro, they didn't hit me until I got home, cunt.
Really?
Like Fuck. 2.5 hours later. Because I thought they're not gonna. I thought fucking they're not gonna hit me, cunt. Whatever, cunt. You know, they're unpredictable, whatnot.
Yeah.
So I just went home. As soon as I got home, I was like, ooh, something ain't right. I'm starting to feel a bit fucking, how you going here? Fucking lay down in bed, next minute, boom, cunt. Fucking tripping balls.
Yeah.
Like, fucking tripping. I felt like I was falling out of the bed. You know, like things in like 4K.
Yeah.
I was seeing shit in like 64K, cunt. Like it was clear as fuck. And I wear glasses, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it was hectic, and everything was so bright and vivid and fucking just crazy. And like I remember, like I was in the dark. Like most of these trips happening in, like when I close my eyes.
Yeah.
You know, and then I get up, turn the light on, and I'm like standing in the fucking lounge room. And I'm like, am I tripping, cunt? And pretend you're like the fireplace, right? I'm staring, and next minute's just going.
Oh
and
shit!
I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'm fucked, eh? Like, I'm fucking really cooked here. And then I was just laughing to myself. I was by myself, but that's the only shit part. I just wanted someone to be trips it, like, you know.
Should have live streamed it,
trip
mate.
with me, bro. Yeah, I should have done fucking speak free that. But anyway, that's a little side note. I'm not promoting shrooms, but you know, if you do any drug, you know, if you want to do a psych, I would recommend starting with shrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my experience, I felt mad. But yeah, again, not promoting.
Nah, definitely not promoting.
Not promoting. Just talking experience, mate. Experience. But anyway, back to you. Back to your fucking situation. How long were you in hospital for with everything that went on? Or did they just do sort of scans and then recommend you?
Yeah, so I was sent home. I was in there for 8 hours. And then the very next morning I had to have work off. And I went back to the hospital to get scans done. And they took a CT scan on my stomach. And yeah, that's when I found out all these problems were with me.
Yeah, fucking hell. And from there, what was your sort of, you know, line of sort of action? What did you decide to do once you...
hopped off, had top off.
Yeah, straight away.
Yeah, because they measured my hormones and doctors were like, mate, this is not fucking normal. Like, your testosterone is like double the amount it should be. But yeah, I just hopped off completely and I just stayed really healthy, didn't eat shit, didn't drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, you're still off now?
Yeah, I'm still off, yeah.
Yeah, and do you think you'll ever go back on, or...?
It's hard to say. I'd probably do, like, a test cycle, like, years to come, but not anytime soon.
Yeah. You just need to get your body back to sort of normal levels.
Yeah.
Have you noticed a drop in sort of how you're training and everything since then?
No, my training's actually improved.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't lost any strength. Because I've got mates who give me some really good advice with eating.
Yeah.
And, you know, people who don't know, eating is everything with bodybuilding.
100%, yeah.
So,
what do they say? 80% diet, 20%
yeah,
training?
fucking oath. Yeah, that's it. And so, like, I learned about, like, spiking insulin before we train and stuff like that, and kind of maintaining a good cholesterol level.
Yeah.
And eating shit that's more anabolic. And, yeah my training's really good.
And do you eat mostly, like, organic stuff?
Yeah, I eat mainly...
Try to stay away from processed shit?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like anyone else. I still eat it, but I mainly stick to organic stuff.
Yeah. And it's so important, like... you know, to do research on food. And I mean, I'm no fucking walking pillar of health. I know that. And I don't want to come across as a hypocrite here because I still eat a lot of shit, you know. But in terms of general, you know, if I had all the time in the world and all the money in the world, I would eat so well, can't
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, fucking oath.
And I think that is actually a huge point to make, is that if you have more money, 100% you can eat better.
Yeah.
And you usually are healthier because healthy food and organic food is way more expensive
fucking oath
than processed shit. And I think that's the way they designed it. It's the way to keep, you know, us
poor.
Yeah, keep the poor. Yeah, poor get poorer and the rich get richer, bro.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it's not just richness in money; it's richness in health and richness in, you know, a whole range of different stuff.
Fucking oath.
And yeah, I think that's an important thing to know. To note, I guess, that you know, there is a sort of imbalance between the rich and the poor in terms of what they know to put in their body.
Yeah.
And what they can afford to put in their body. But yeah, food is a huge thing. Water is a massive thing. I don't know if you drink tap water or not.
No, I drink Fiji water.
Yeah. Okay.
High alkalinity.
Yeah. Perfect. So you don't drink any tap water.
No.
I'm going to get someone to come on soon and talk tap water with me. Obviously we covered a little bit with Tash when she was on here. But your tap water is filled with heavy metals.
Fucking oath.
So
ruins your stomach.
It's not a conspiracy theory. It's fucking fact.
Yeah, it's real.
For anyone who wants to, sort of argue with me, you fucking conspiracy theorist. Fuck, mate. I've been called a conspiracy theorist for the last fucking 2 years. I've been right about everything, so suck me off.
Like, there's a lot of people don't know this, but there's toxins in veggies that ruin your stomach. Yeah, I'm not going to name names, obviously, but because I'm not credited, so like people can be like, oh, what the fuck's he talking about?
Yeah.
But if you look it up, like you look at baby spinach,
broccoli.
Well,
that's what I encourage people to do is just like look shit up. Do research. Don't believe like. Well, it's just fucking tap. Most people, and it's not even that they've been told something else, like to counter your argument. It's that they've just chosen not to care. Like,
because we're
not
taught
to research.
because
not to question.
In society, they want people who don't know much and can just follow the crowd.
Yeah,
rather than people who educate themselves.
100%. And like when you bring up tap water, that's a fucking clean, bro. Fucking, what are you complaining about? It's not clean.
It's not clean, bro.
It's not clean. Like that's the fucking point I'm making.
Nah.
I've never drank tap water. My whole life, like we've always had, sort of a water machine and that, like spring water that gets delivered, and that's all fucking natural. That's all without heavy metals. That's good shit. Yeah, bottled water. Get bottled water.
Like you notice too, when I found when I started drinking Fiji water, I felt like hydrated. I genuinely felt hydrated. Yeah. When I drank tap water, I always felt like still dehydrated.
Yeah, it's crazy, eh? There's so many. Yeah, I mean, fluoride's really bad for you too. Yeah. So yeah, people think fluoride's so good for you and it helps protect your teeth and that.
Well, you can also another thing too. You kind of go off track, but doctors will tell you cholesterol is bad, and in reality, it's not. So
doctors will also tell you that your heart palpitations have nothing to do with the vaccine, and we all know that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, my doctor said that, but the hospital people said no, you're vaccine diagnosed. Like if your problem is vaccine related. Yeah.
And was it the doctor you went to that you actually got the shot from? Is that who said? Or
no. So I went to what's it? Do you know how you went to Olympic Park? They had to go.
Yeah, I never went to there. But
yeah, so I went to there because unfortunately I had to do it for work.
Yeah,
and then
like most people.
Yeah.
No judgment.
And so I went there, and then after the second, like the first shot I was crook as, but the second shot fucked me, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay.
And that's when I noticed the heart problems.
And you'll never get a third shot?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
You have to chain me down to do that.
Yeah. Shove it up your ass. I mean, most of the things now, they don't even, most of the vaccines are actually expiring. So, yeah. Yeah. And you're 97. You know what's crazy to me is that apparently more people have died in 2022. It's a bit off track, but anyway, fuck it.
We're talking health, bro. Like, yeah.
Speak free, mate. Fuck it. But what was I saying? Fuck. So
more people died in 2022.
More people died of COVID in 2022 than 2021 and 2020 combined.
Yeah.
Australia. But we have one of the most highest vaccinated rates in the world. Cling, cling, cling. Yeah. Fucking wakey, wakey, everyone. How does that not... and people look at that and, this is fucking, oh, bro.
Yeah.
You see, half of me is like, nah, let people live, let people live. And half of me is like, wake the fuck up, cunt.
Yeah, bro, I totally get it. I'm the same.
It's a battle every day of like, don't say anything. And me being like, but I know,
Yeah, unfortunately, my missus heard the brunt end of the vaccine shit, so for me. Yeah, I'm totally against it. So
yeah. It's. I mean, I've been against this shit since the fucking beginning. I called it the biggest beat up ever. I actually tested positive for COVID.
Yeah, I'm still yet to get it
on a rat test. Tested negative on a PCR. I was sick, but I don't think I had COVID.
Nah,
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't know. Yeah. In saying that, I got a PCR like a couple of days after I tested positive on a rat. You know what I mean? So it could have been like. Not enough viral load or whatever.
Yeah. Look, that.
But I was sick, and I had a bit of chest tightness and stuff. But I mean, I feel like what I feel like, and this is a little bit controversial. Maybe people watching this won't like this, but I don't care. Is I feel like a lot of people now when they get COVID, they want to be part of it. You know what I mean? It's the same with everything. It's the same with like bushfires, floods, fucking whatever it may be. Or if they're over in a country at a time a terrorist attack happens or something, they'll be like, oh man, they want to have a personal story on it. And I feel like everyone with COVID is like, it was the worst sickness I've ever had. Like,
look,
like was it can't.
Yeah, it's trendy to.
Yeah, exactly. It's part of the trend. They want to jump on the trend, and it's like, was it actually like? Think back. Like, I reckon you've been sicker. Like, I reckon you have.
Yeah, gastro's a lot worse than COVID, bro.
Yes, cunt. Have you ever had barley belly, cunt? Fucking sucks.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
Oh, but honestly, but was I testing? What was I showing on here? You don't know.
I forget. Conversation's so interesting.
I got my phone for fucking something, and I can't remember what I got it for. But yeah. Anyway, COVID is fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I forget what I got my phone out for. Anyway, whatever. Apologies, everyone watching.
So bring things back on track.
Yeah.
Like with a lot of young people, I think they need I think of bodybuilding like this. It's like a test you do in school. The only way you're going to do well is if you do your research. And so that includes training, eating, etc. So I think young people need to realise that they can get fucking big quick if they just did the research, went to put the time and effort, to do that. Like as soon as I started doing that, like on and off gear, I've just improved dramatically, So I think young people can build a good physique naturally and then stay away from it.
Oh, 100%. And that's the thing. Like, I know people who have built up a great physique over time, completely natural.
Yeah.
Like Ricky is a good example.
Yeah. Ricky Corsi. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, a good example of having a good body, being very healthy.
Yeah.
He eats very well. Without any
steroids and shit,
and substances, and
I respect. I know it's ironic, but I respect him for that. Like coming from me, but
but that's the thing with you, right? Yeah. Is that you're not like fucking get on the goo, cunt.
Nah.
Yeah, because you've done it and you've seen both sides of it. You've seen the great side of it, the positive side of it, and you've seen the fucking negative side of it.
Yeah,
and
I feel like
you're not against it or for it either way. You just that's your experience.
That's just do your research. You know, just be mindful of what you're doing and Like I
feel like that goes for everything. Do your fucking research.
Fucking oath, yeah. Like if you're going to do bodybuilding, I think that's when you should take steroids. You know what I mean? Because there's not a lot of money in the natural comps, and if you want to really do far, like go far in the sport, you know what I mean? Steroids is unfortunately the way to go. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just the way that culture is. But if you're not competing, stay away from. Like, there's no point taking. Like, you're going to lose it, bro, when you hop off.
Exactly. Yeah. And what have you got? You've spent a fuck ton of money. You've hurt your health. Yeah,
just to keep, 10%?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a damage to your health for sure. And you know what? And I'm not against it. As a libertarian, let people do whatever the fuck they want to do, basically. And as long as it's not affecting anyone else around you, if it's just affecting you, fuck it. And not affecting anyone else, but if it's not having a really negative impact on anyone else, then I don't have a problem with anyone doing anything.
Yeah, and one thing with steroids, it negatively impacted other people. But it wasn't, and it's funny, it's not exactly steroids that caused it, it's that stereotype.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, you're on gear, you're going to get angry, you're going to get roid rage.
Yeah, roid rage, yeah.
I've never had roid rage being on it. It's all personality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It accentuates your personality. And the people I was around, I had unfortunately fell into that bullshit, now that I'm on gear, I'm a totally different person.
Yeah.
But at the same time, steroids did change you. I became very selfish. So, in a way, steroids do, in fact, impact people. But if you're open about it, and I think if you're transparent, and you have good people around you, that's the most important part. I think it doesn't impact other people.
Yes, yeah, and I think that's a really important point you made. When I think it is a stereotype thing. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
And I think a lot of the time you do change yourself, and also it's in, for want of a better word, it's an addiction, So you are changing sort of your perception of things. You are becoming a bit more selfish, and that's the same with any sort of substance you use. I've been a selfish cunt when I've been doing drugs every weekend or throughout the week or whatever it may be. I don't have the time, and it's not even selfish as in me. It's you forget to have the time for other people.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that could be the case for a lot of people who become very addicted to the lifestyle of steroid use, and it's gym every day. It's 2 hours in the gym every day or 3 hours, and it's steroid use, and then going out on the weekend, not really going out to have a good time. It's going out to be a big cunt. Like,
I used to be like that.
And,
yeah, 100%. Yeah,
and you want to show off. It's like you fucking worked your ass off at the gym all week, and you're on the fucking gear, and fuck yeah, we'll go out and we'll look like a mad cunt.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
it's not go out and let's get fucked up. Let's celebrate something or whatever it may be, but it's to go out and
look fucking good.
Look fucking good.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's cool if you want to do that. That's fucking cool.
Look, I'm not discouraging anyone to do what they want. I just hope that people realize what they're doing.
100%.
Yeah.
And exactly. I think that's been the big message today is do your research. Don't just listen to one person. Listen to a lot of people. And come up with your own sort of...
Yeah, because I used to read peer-reviewed documents that have been released. And this is not recent. This would be studies over the years on steroid use, training, everything. You got to really immerse yourself in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like you said, you can develop your own opinion. Exactly,
and that's sort of been my message with this podcast the whole time is, I've had people that have come on and I'm sure it'll happen with you as well, and it happens a lot. Yeah. These people come on and they go, they don't know what they're fucking talking about, like someone will say, and I'm like, they're not claiming to. I'm not saying to people that are watching, take this as Bible. You know what I mean? This is a conversation. This is a conversation that's filmed, yes.
Yeah.
With fucking great studio lighting and with
that's
a good cunt and great mics. But it's a film conversation. That's all it is. And I want to, and if you don't agree with something that was said here, by all means, do not agree. That is so cool with me and with my guests and that. But it encourages you then to go and research and to develop your own mind.
Yeah.
This is one opinion. That's all. That's the sort of point I wanted to make, and not just with you, but I've had other people. Other things, whether it be mental health or enlightenment or whatever. I've had people on to talk about, there's been some comments of well, they don't know what they're fucking talking about, and this is another thing with Joe Rogan that people say is spreading misinformation. Listen to me carefully, motherfuckers here. Having a conversation with someone, right, and being potentially wrong is not spreading misinformation.
No.
It's not spreading misinformation.
He has guests on there that do correct him.
Yeah, exactly. Correct him all the time, and he'll have a debate with them. Healthy discussion, healthy discourse, healthy debates. There is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, 100%.
And if there's the wrong information put out, it's not fucking spreading misinformation, mate. It's not. It's fucking having a conversation.
Yeah.
Not saying that anything you said is wrong.
No.
But it's your lived experience. That's what we try and...
Yeah, I know my truth. I'm just telling how it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
But another thing I noticed too when I was on gear is libido, bro. When I first took it, fucking cranked. I felt like I was young again,
Yeah.
When you're 14, 15, you're just fucking, Yeah. Bro, when I took it when I was 19, 20, I think it was 20. Man, I just felt like I was 15 again, eh?
Yeah.
And then over the years, I've had because when you take testosterone, there's a thing called aromatization. And you think about it you got two cups, right? So your body tries to keep each hormone regulated, right? So when you have too much testosterone and you're prone to aromatization, that's me. Think about it as that testosterone spills into the estrogen cup and then that raises.
Right, okay, yeah.
And then so I got the bitch tits and not ridiculous, but they're there. And it fucked my libido when I kept taking steroids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, completely crashed it.
Yeah, right, okay. Yeah. So at first you had a huge rise.
Yeah.
And then it's a huge crash.
Yeah, eventually a huge crash.
Yeah. And what's it like now that you've stopped? Has it sort of balanced itself back out?
Yeah, it's gone back to normal. I feel like I'm normal again, but it took a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Because I had to take HCG, which is your post-cycle therapy. And I try to stay away from AIs because they either block or lower estrogen conversion.
Yeah.
But they're not very good for you. So I was like, nah, don't take the shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but my libido's fine now, but it fucking took a long time. And I know heaps of blokes, they come up to me oh bro, my dick's not working after taking steroids. What do I do? I'm like, did you take PCT? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
I can name 10 guys who are all probably 19 now, even 20.
Yeah, crazy. And is that the same for SARM use as well?
Yeah, SARMs do the same thing.
Yeah.
If you think you take SARMs and claim natty, you're a fucking idiot. You are still unnatural. You're taking shit that fucks your hormones. It will raise testosterone, then it'll crash it.
Yeah. Crazy, man. But do you think sort of now, I guess, how long did it take to start seeing sort of improvements within your sort of organs, your whole body, I guess.
Yeah.
After you stopped. Like, how long did you start seeing improvements? Straight away? Or?
Nah, like 6 weeks. 6 weeks. It's still not like my organs are like my gallbladder's never be the same.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a problem for mine first in my life. But yeah, everything.
Does that scare you?
No, you can just get it cut out.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, in terms of like general organs as a whole, does it like?
Yeah, it does scare me. Fucking oath. Like, I'm worried that if I ever take steroids again, I'm like, am I gonna have it like the same attack as before? But like, I already know what I need to do in order to avoid that. So I need to stop drinking, stop eating shit, stop going out. You know, just purely stick to bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know what avenue I need to take if I do it again, but at the same time, I'm still at risk, and anyone's at risk when they take this shit. So.
Yeah.
And I thought I was fucking healthy. Like, I never really had problems growing up. And it wasn't until I really touched steroids that, you know, my IBS kicked in, lactose intolerance, gluten intolerance.
Yeah.
Like, now I'm a fucking wreck.
Yeah, crazy, eh? And that's all from that because your body's not processing things the way it should.
Yeah, just a combination of steroids and just poor lifestyle decisions, you know?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm not, like, fucked up. I'm still fine. You can deal with these things, you know? But, like, I could probably not have these problems. If it weren't for that lifestyle that I lived, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe they would have come on later in my life instead of earlier, you know?
I mean, I'm lactose intolerant and whatnot. I don't know when it started, but I just noticed it one day.
You notice it when you eat it and you're shitting the fucking up the wall.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's fucking noticeable.
Yeah, you know when you fucking like it.
Yeah. It's not something that's fucking hiding away.
No.
It comes straight out, cunt. But yeah, fucking, I guess, sort of we'll finish on what would be your message, I guess, to young people, to anyone out there, that's either thinking about taking steroids, that's taking steroids, or that want to get into bodybuilding, anything like that. What's your message?
Okay, my message is do your research. Don't look at things in a biased point of view. Look at pros and cons. Make your decision from there, and then hopefully that decision is the right one for you. And get your medicals done, like bloods, organ scanning, heart scans. Like, get everything done beforehand, know what's going on, and then you choose to, you know, what pathway you want to go.
Yeah.
That's my message.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Yeah,
telling your story.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was really good. And remember, guys, speak free with Matty G.
Yeah.
And go the Tigers.
Go Parramatta.